guys, how's it going? Kevin Cleary here with a quick first impressions on the AD15 Lite. This just came to me today, so this is not a full review, just a quick show and tell and a bit of a discussion. So AD15 Lite, let me be honest right up front, I'm a big fan of the AD15. You can go back and watch my review of the normal S35VN G10 version. I like the knife a whole lot. I like cold steel a whole lot. One of my favorite knives. Another one of my favorite knives. I don't have the American Lawman here, but I would put it on my list of my favorite knives as well. I'm a big fan of Andrew Demko. I'm a big fan of cold steel. I'm a big fan of the AD15. So the question here is not so much, is this a good knife? I already think it's a good knife. I recommended it in my previous video, and they're very, very close. The big question, though, becomes, did they go too far with the changes, right? They're trying to cut costs. They're trying to come in with something that could offer most of what the AD15 offers, but at a lower price point. And by the way, when you think about the AD15, it's a great, great design from a highly sought after designer. And so to be able to get that knife already at, I don't know, what were they, around 165 bucks, I think, could have gone up at this point. When they first came out, they were great. They were like 140 or 150 bucks. They've quickly, that price has quickly gone up, but it's still a pretty reasonably priced knife for what you're getting. Now they come in with this, which is even cheaper. I think these are like 135, which is very, very attractive for the knife itself, for what you're getting, for the design, for the lock, the construction. Okay, that's the value. I think is reasonable, at least. I wouldn't call it cheap. I wouldn't call it an affordable or budget knife, but I think it's reasonable. The changes they've made, they've gone to AUS 10 steel, AUS 10 instead of S35VN. They still have a satin finish. I was a little worried about that. A lot of the AUS 10 knives, they've gone to a stonewash finish. I love the way they've done a satin finish with this. I'm pretty happy with it. And in terms of the performance, well, I can't say this is a first impression, so I haven't done a lot of cutting with this. However, I had the AUS 10 on the Formax Scout, and it was pretty darn good. I don't have really any big complaints about it. And then there's a perfect example of a knife I feel like is well suited to come in at a budget-friendly price point. And this would be the same. Like, this is a knife that it's a little bigger. It's got an interesting lock. So I could see people wanting this because they're fans of Andrew Demko, because they want to try a Scorpion lock, but they don't want to spend the kind of money that they need to get the S35VN G10 version. So again, I think this is a really, really good move. And at least so far as the blade steel is concerned, I don't think they've wrecked it. Okay, still aluminum lock bar here. Now the G10 has been replaced with glass reinforced nylon. I can't remember if they still call it Grivery. That used to be like Cold Steel's proprietary name for their fiber reinforced plastic, essentially. Now I think this is just called GRN, so glass reinforced nylon. And it definitely feels different. Okay, I'll say that right away. It doesn't feel quite as nice as the G10. However, it feels pretty good. Like, I'm not going to complain about this at all. I did complain recently. Remember when I talked about the Becker BK40, it felt a little bit cheap and a little bit plasticky. This, no, not so much. And actually, they did a really good job with this GRN on the Recon Mini as well. So I'm not too disappointed. You can definitely notice a difference, but it's not that big of a deal. All right, moving on. Size and weight is essentially the exact same. All right, so I'm not going to get into all the numbers. It's still 8 5/8 with a 3 5/8 blade and a little over 5 inches when it's closed. Okay, so the closed length, because it includes this extra piece of tang, is like 5 3/16 or something. The weight on this is 6.1 ounces, which is 0.4 ounces less than the standard version. So I don't know, technically I guess it's lighter, although I think light is sort of supposed to mean, yeah, it's not quite the full deal. All right, so is this just as awesome as the original for less money? Pretty well. It's almost as awesome. Okay, the action is fantastic. The feel in hand is really, really good, and the value, it's coming in at a cheaper price point, which that's pretty good. That puts it in more people's hands, I believe. Now, I don't know that they came down low enough. You know, who knows what manufacturing costs are and stuff like that, but I'm sure they tried to be as aggressive as they could. Um, so yeah, I think this is still really, really awesome, even though, you know, they've changed some materials. I don't think it does, you know, just terrible damage to the knife. Pretty good overall. Small change in edge retention for sure. Slightly different feel in hand, but very slight. So I can't really complain about any of those things. I think they've done a really nice job. I think this is going to be very, very popular. And if you're thinking about it, I wouldn't hesitate to get one. And I'm saying that now. I will come back and discuss this a little bit further after I've had some chance, some time to do some cutting and see if the AUS 10 holds up pretty well. As I said, it did on my Formax. I had no complaints about it, and I don't expect to have any here, but you know, time will tell. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out White Mountain Knives. Use my discount code. I can't promise they have any of these in stock. They did have 8010s in general. I think they had the black one and the green one. Not sure about the light. Okay, so if you must have this today, you might have to pay a little bit more and go with the S35VN. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Totally great knife. But man, at 135 bucks, that's even more exciting. Thanks a lot for watching. Again, we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.